I had to physically pull myself away from my Switch 2 to be able to make this video. Pokemon Pokopia is genuinely one of the most fun Pokemon spin-offs I think I've ever played. As someone who was never really into Animal Crossing and only played it at the chance of impressing women, I was not really interested in this game. But like most Pokemon, I fell into the hype cycle because the reviews started coming out saying this is the best Pokemon side game of all time. And as a connoisseur of Pokemon side games, I knew I had to try this. And I'm glad I did. It plays a little more like Viva Pinata than Animal Crossing, but honestly, I don't even care what it plays like. This is just a fun game, alright? I'm not gonna get into any story spoilers or anything like that. I don't even really have a lot of recording of me playing it. Essentially, you just start out as a Ditto who is lost its trainer, it sees its trainer, and it tries to turn into it, and it has a Pokédex, and you meet Professor Tangrowth, and your story starts from there to kind of rehabilitate Pokemon back into this wasteland world. There's all sorts of really fun gameplay mechanics that lean into the creativity that you want to do. You make Pokemon habitats for the Pokemon to come back. They come in the habitat, they're like, oh, thanks for the habitat, and all of a sudden you have a new villager friend. Really, you can put these habitats almost anywhere. There's a few that need to be near water, or they like to be in dark places, or they need certain items, but really, you can just kind of put these wherever, and I think once you unlock more things later down the road in the game, you really can just make it as you will. Story elements aside, this game is pretty huge. I think after 10 hours, I was still in the first area, and I was upgrading my town, and Tangrowth was like, dude, bro, you want to move on to like the next part of the game? And I was like, next part? No, man, I'm trying to upgrade my village now. My village, it still needs to upgrade, okay? We're not done yet. The coziness of this game is unmatched. I don't think I've played a game like it, and it really just feels great to play. And I usually have things going on in the background on another screen while I'm playing games. This game, I did not. I was fully invested, fully in there. I wanted to put plants everywhere. I wanted to rewater the ground. I wanted to do it all. There's just something really cute about seeing your Pokemon that you try and make have a better life, play with things like a punching bag or some toy blocks. It's just, I don't know, it's great. And then you get these little photo opportunities. The amount of cute things in this game is overwhelming. Besides making habitats, you can also make houses for them, which can vary in size and how many people actually live there. You don't have to use the pre-built stuff, you can just make your own too if you really want to. And then you can assign Pokemon to live there and they'll have requests like, hey, can you put some lights in here? It's too dark, man. Or maybe it's too humid and they want it to be a little more dry. It really just depends. But all of these things come together and give these Pokemon their own personality. But it's not limited either, because a Bulbasaur, while it probably doesn't really want a punching bag, will still use the punching bag if you put it there, which looks very cute. I wish I got it on recording, but sometimes you can get rare Pokemon out of your habitats, and I was sitting in a Discord call when I pulled a Blastoise out of a tiny creek, and he's like, yeah, dude, what up, I'm Blastoise. This is probably one of the best things that's happened to me so far. Besides some stuff that happens in the story, as a Gen 3 fan, I think anyone who loves Hoenn would be very pleased. But look at this guy, he's just huge, and he's chilling. I tried to make a little house for him, he hated it, and he was like, dude, I need a bigger house. So I made him a bigger house right here. This will be a little tiny spoiler for the first area, so just skip a little bit if you don't want to hear this. There is a ton of detail and hidden secrets around these islands. So there's going to be like little bits of lore you can read, you can pick them up and it'll tell you about the previous lives that were around maybe the city or this area, and kind of gives you hints on where you actually are in the world of Pokemon. But there are also things like looking up and seeing a Ho just flying randomly, or maybe something else, because there's more than just Ho flying around. You'll find recipes and items and even habitat information that lets you bring new Pokemon in. I honestly thought that they would have like a limit of 10, but nope. You could just have a ton. I don't even know what the limit is, but it's certainly not 10. In the first area, you just dig around and find new places to go. And I found this place, which is, I don't know what it does yet, and I don't want to know because I'm going to figure it out, and it's probably going to take a while. But it's like this whole unknown wall, and you put little pieces on the wall that you dig up using the dowsing machine. There's all sorts of crazy, fun stuff in this game. It performs pretty great too, because when you're out looking for these interesting Easter eggs, you can see things like your Pokemon really far away, I've only seen it like a few times where the Pokemon kind of don't load in very fast, but it is not noticeable at all. It's really no complaint there. This game runs great. It feels smooth. I haven't really had any bugs. The only time is sometimes I'll see like a Pokemon sleeping outside of its house, which I made for it. But honestly, it just adds to the charm of the Pokemon, and I think they're just stupid sometimes. These Pokemon do have their own personalities. Sometimes they're pretty similar, like one will say yo every single sentence, and then the other one will also say yo every single sentence. It doesn't really matter too much to me because there are Pokemon here that have their own story and lore, and they will interact certain ways with you. For the most part, though, if you treat them nicely, they will consider you their god, Tom Nook god. They'll give you things like stones. Thanks, man. I don't really want this. And then your villagers will walk down and go, oh, this place is pretty cool. I wonder what it's for. The world feels very alive the more you play because you're making it more alive. I constantly find myself looking like a freak taking pictures of the Pokemon because they're just so damn cute, I have to. And then you can take little videos on Switch too. That's a feature that exists for anything, but it's a really good feature. If I had any complaint about this game at all, I would say that the PP thing feels a little unnecessary. I know it's on theme. It's just a survival time waster mechanic. I don't really care about it, but it's not really that big of an issue because you can get upgrades over time. You get upgrades to bag space over time. So anything that feels limiting, I don't know how far it goes. I don't know if we eventually get unlimited PP, which is like your stamina bar. There's a few other time waster mechanics in this game, like if you want to rebuild a Pokemon Center, you have to wait 24 real-time hours because the game time is connected to the real-world time. And I'm going to be honest, and while the game actually does give you so much stuff to do that waiting the time doesn't really feel that bad, but I'm impatient and I don't want to wait, so I'm going to open up the settings now. Well, I'm not going to show it. I did break and go to the other area. I think there's 4 or 5, I have no idea. And I looked at it and I was just like, oh my god, this game has so much stuff and I'm going to waste so much time playing this game. This place is huge. I haven't tried multiplayer yet. I will because I really want to create a cloud world with friends and make stuff. I don't know all of the different things you can do, but even just beyond your little single player world, you can do things like jump on a Drifloon to go to a dream world, which by the way, if you know the lore behind Drifloon, that is the... Listen, Pokemon's wild, okay? I don't know what they're doing. But these dream worlds essentially change every day, and if you use a different Pokédoll, you can go to them, and you can just start stealing stuff. You go there, you just steal everything. There's no Pokemon there as far as I'm aware. You just take everything, steal it, and then you can leave. Overall, it's just a fun little mechanic that just adds even more depth to the game, and I really appreciate that. Weirdly enough, I was getting Gen 3 vibes with this game when I was finding little different locations. One of my biggest complaints about Pokemon is it feels like they've almost totally eradicated any and all Easter eggs and finding secrets in the mainline games, and it just feels really disappointing. But this game, oh my god, man, it's back, baby. Listen, the secrets are back. The Easter eggs are back. We can look at little things. We can go little caves and find little secrets and little secret Pokemon and little secret lore and... oh, anyways, I like this game a lot. I am a simple-minded person, so when I see a little crack in the wall with water coming out, and I punch it, and then the water comes out and starts flowing into these pre-designed areas, oh my god, the dopamine feels amazing. And yes, a lot of these areas are pre-designed, which is one of the better parts in my opinion, because sometimes in games like Minecraft, you can feel kind of overwhelmed with, man, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to build. I don't feel creative. So if you're creatively bankrupt like I am, you can just use what's given to you. There's kind of a template there already. You just have to clear out some sand, put some roads back. You'll even do some challenges for restoring roads and things like that. You don't have to be creative to play this game. You can just put things back the way they are and then add your own flair to it if you want. It really has a thing for everybody, and I appreciate that. I can sit there and place brick road borders forever and be happy about it. The graphics and the music are amazing. The art style is fantastic. I usually don't like chibi stuff, but the Pokemon don't really feel chibi-atized. The Ditto does, but I got over it pretty quickly because it just feels pretty unique. You can find fun little Easter eggs around that's mainly for Pokemon fans, but it changes like the look of your character and they can wear different outfits and styles that are very similar to people who live in Kanto. It's just a good time. Besides the amount of other content in this game, there are so many little details and huge backlogs of items you can find. I mentioned you could get toys earlier, but the Pokemon actually play with the toys. You can see them playing with the blocks. You can see them punching bags. You can see them like hitting the piggy bank with coins coming out. I was surprised to find out that this game even has like redstone electricity, so if you really want to get fancy with it, you can. There's a video of the devs playing it showing off this crazy mechanic thing they have where you walk in and it has like motion sensor stuff that turns on the lights. The potential for this game feels almost limitless. I hope in the future they will increase the size of people you can have playing on islands. I think 4 is a little low. I'm a little worried because it's Nintendo and this isn't on PC, so there will be no mods for a ton of different players, but who knows, we'll see. I'm going to take my time with this game, and they even just announced an event where they're bringing like 3 new Pokemon, and everyone's going crazy about it, and it just made me think, you know, you guys have like 1,000 Pokemon, right? They could just do events forever and just print out money, and people will be happy about it. You can feel that a lot of love and passion went into making this game, and they really do care about Pokemon. But overall, so far, first impressions of this game are 10 out of 10. Amazing. Beautiful game, really fun. I have pretty much no issues with it so far, and I'm really excited to keep playing it. People are saying this is Game of the Year contender, and I have to agree. I think it'll be up there. Thank you to all the members this month. I appreciate you guys very much, and a special shout out to our Tier 3 Calamari member, DJ Foxbox. If you want to become a member, then feel free to join my membership below. Otherwise, subscribe and check out one of these videos next.